What's up YouTube? For today's video, we have a full Psycho Shift Pokemon team. This one is for Patreon. If you want your theme team done, you can check it out in the description of the video under the Patreon link. Nishingo, this one is for you. Man, oh man, people, this was a really difficult theme team to do. What I had to do, right, is I had to use the move Psycho Shift to try and shift as many statuses from myself until the opponent and come up with strategies for work too. Now, these battles were really long. The strategies involved took a lot of time. So this is probably going to be a very long video. Let me know if you can survive the whole thing. There's some amazing battles and plays in this, and I really hope you people enjoy it. Once again, people, if you enjoy these videos, drop a like on the video, it helps me out a lot. Alright, we have a battle here against Skylar on my Discord, and we got Magikarp versus Smeargle. Now, right now, who do you think is going to win, Smeargle or Magikarp? This is a 1v1, people, I'm going to tell you right now. No swapsies. Alright, so we got a Splash, a Magikarp there. Now, pretty much what you do when you're a Magikarp, you use these splash, right? You get on your orange t-shirt and you splash in a muddy puddle and you get +3 in attack. So now what I want to do, right, is I want to go to sleep with my Smeargle, so I've got to take a little bit of damage, right? This time Magikarp is Jolly Nature too. Now I'm running Adamant Nature on this Smeargle because I'm going to be going for a special strategy here. We want to put ourselves to sleep, and now we want to actually shift our sleep status to the opponent. Now the thing about Psycho Shift, right, say I'm asleep, right, and I thought you're probably thinking, oh, we can't use moves while you sleep. You can actually use this with Sleep Talk. So we're going to go for the Sleep Talk, hoping we can get the Psycho Shift and putting the Magikarp asleep. Then I'm going to go for a Wake Up slap that little fishy, and one hit KO. Unfortunately, I'm going to get the Sleep Talk rest there, and I couldn't put it to sleep this turn. Alright, Magikarp's going to thump me with another tackle. It's a clear 3 hit KO, people. I can't believe I'm saying that. A clear 3 hit KO. So we're going to go for another Sleep Talk here on the Magikarp. Can we get that status? And we don't. We get 2 rests in a row. Now, I did say something quite funny on Discord. Actually, I'm going to put it on the screen right now. And Magikarp is going to take my Smeargle out. I got swept by Magikarp, people. Like, if the video doesn't get a like for that, I don't know what does. Let's get that as a top comment. I got swept by Magikarp. Anyway, so we're going to go into Sigilyph here. Magikarp is going to go for a bounce. Now, I went for actually a Whirlwind here, so I was trying to get rid of those stats. Like, Magikarp with +3 is scary, guys. It's meta. So I'm going to get that burn from the Flame Orb. Let's go what the strategy for Sigilyph is. Sigilyph's going to go for the facade there. It's going to miss. Magikarp was in the air, and bounce is going to miss too, so I dodged some nice damage there. Now Sigilyph is going to be able to go for facade here. This is max attack and max speed, and Magikarp finally goes down. Guys, you know what? This better be the top comment. I finally took a Magikarp out in Pokemon. Alright, so we're off to a pretty good start there. We lost Smeargle, but you know, that was hacks. So now we got the Cresselia coming in. I thought, let's go for Psycho Shift, right? So I've got the Flame Orb to deliberately burn me. Now we're going to shift that status onto the Cresselia. Now, if you've got an item like Flame Orb, right, that burn will come back the next turn afterwards, so you can keep like using Psycho Shift on other Pokemon on the bed. However, we got a special Cresselia. Like, this is crazy. So it's a 2-hit KO. Guys, that crit mattered. So it's a 2-hit KO, right? So I've got to do some good damage with the facade. I'm thinking, right, it's going to be able to live, so I've got to do as much damage with facade as possible on this thing. Now, my EVs on Sigilyph were, I said that, max attack and max speed. Frost Breath, luckily for me, actually misses here. So we got that Psycho Shift, Whirlwind, Roost, and Facade, Magic Guard's ability, and item as Flame Ball. So Lunchboxer is just going to leave that one, and it's going to go for the Frost Breath, and Sigilyph is going to go down, man. Every single time you come across like a Crabrawler or Crabominal, it'll be a physical set, but this time it had to be a freaking like special set, god dang. Alright, so it's going to live on 1 health, and might as well plug my merch, and now we're going to go into Alakazam. So this set was probably one of my favorite. It was very funny. So firstly, we're going to go for the Carmine there. This is going to be a bulky boosting set. It's going to be bulky on both sides, people. So firstly, I know this Cresselia is a special set, right? Or if it has like a physical move, it's not going to be very strong. I think the best dark type move it's got is like Brutal Swing or something like that. Anyway, so I get credit there. It doesn't matter. The Cresselia is going to go down. So you know what? I'm proud, guys. I've taken a Magikarp out and a Cresselia. Only on my channel, people, you'll see this absolute onslaught. So now we got the Psyduck, the Farfetch coming in. Man, I can't wait to use blank spoiler here. So fetch. Alright, so we got a knockoff there. It's going to do a heavy amount of damage to Alakazam. I'm running a max health, max defense Alakazam. So we're going to go for the Psycho Shift there, burning the Farfetch. So what that's going to do, right, is that's actually going to make me more bulky, right? And since I've got the Magic Guard as well, it's not going to do any damage. So the other moves I've got on the Alakazam are as follows: Recover, Carmine, Psycho Shift, and Future Sight. So now we're going to do a little bit of a swap here. Farfetch is going to go for the knockoff. I don't want to lose my Alakazam just yet. There could be an opportunity for me to go Recover, right? And it's also got Future Sight too. Alright, so into Cresselia. Now Cresselia, I had to run this set, right? It doesn't have any like items like Flame Orb, Toxic Orb, Orb, stuff like that. But it does have Psychium Z. Now, what Psychium Z's Psycho Shift does, you probably don't even know this, it does the effects of Psycho Shift and it gives you a +1 in special attack. So we got a Slowpoke coming in, and our Slowpoke's actually a really good counter to this team, because you might have noticed there's a lot of Psychic type Pokemon on my side of the field. So here I was thinking, what are we going to do to get rid of Slowpoke? This thing's going to obviously have Everlight, it's got Calm Mind, it's going to sweep me like easy, so I can't do anything to it. Then I was thinking, okay, if I can poison this right with my Latias and Psycho Shift the Toxic or Poison to it, that'll be really good. So they probably started to figure out what sort of team I got. I've used Psycho Shift on nearly like most of my Pokemon. Farfetch is going to come in here, but it's going to fail because it's already burnt. Now, thing with that, it's obviously, you can't shift status if it's already got one. So Roast Duck got roasted by my Flame Orb, and then it goes down to the future side from the Cresselia, which is really good. Or was that the Alakazam? No, that was the Cresselia. They both got future sight. How confusing. Alright, so the big threat Pokemon comes in here, which is the shiny Kavana. Not the Kavana, the Sharpedo, man. What? Seriously, I reckon people deliberately do that. They call the Pokemon like, you know, the pre-evolution or the mega evolution, and just to troll me. Alright, so we're going to go for the Psycho Shift there on the Kavana. Now, I really would have liked to actually get a Flame Orb on that, but I really couldn't swap right. This thing has any kind of dark move, so if it's Dank Pulse, even like something like Bite is really going to absolutely destroy me. So it's got Speed Boost, it's going to be able to outspeed all of my Pokemon. Now, I'm going to explain, obviously, these stats in a little bit more detail as well, but we got a long time to do that. Like, look at the length of this video. So I'm going to do a little bit of a swap here. We're going to go into Alakazam. Alakazam is the most expendable Pokemon at the moment. It's only got a little bit of health, and I've got to kind of stall out this Sharpedo. I do have Protect on my Cresselia too. So it's going to go for a Focus Energy Bite, which is going to do a lot of damage to me, like getting crits from Bite. Even though it's like, you know, a weak move, it's going to do a lot of damage because I'm all Psychic type Pokemon, right? I've loaded the field with them. So now we're going to go back into the Cresselia. Now, Cresselia's moves, I didn't say what they were. So obviously we got Psycho Shift, Substitute, Future Sight, and Protect. It didn't have any way, like, of statusing. If it did, like, I was thinking, right, since you see a Cresselia, obviously you think Toxic, right? So I can make use of people using status against me rather than having an item myself. And then I can use the Z Crystal too. So it's going to have Protect here. What I was thinking, I should be able to live like one of these, like really, maybe really badly if it crits. And I just don't, look how much that did, man. That did heaps. So we're going to get the Substitute up, but unfortunately I don't know enough, like, HP, sorry, I'm getting my PPs and my HPs mixed up to actually do that. Now, I was running a max special attack and max speed Cresselia, so I didn't have much invested in bulk, even though it's very bulky. So if I was running a bit more of a bulky set, I would have probably taken that a little bit better, but it doesn't matter. So go for the Protector, it's going to go for the Acrojet, so it's obviously a very speedy set with speed boost. It's got priority and it's got speed boost. See, you ain't outspeeding this Kavana. So now I was thinking, okay, Kavana's going to go down to the Toxic damage, which is really good with the Toxic Orb damage. Thank goodness I had that Toxic Orb. I went for the double Scumberry Protector, but it didn't work. Kavana's going to be able to take me out with a crit from Acrojet, but that's good. At least I got around the Sharpedo. So all we got left now is Slowpoke, which is another very big problem Pokemon. I have to save my Latias for the Slowpoke. I've got a little strategy in mind to try and get around it, but Latias is a big player at the moment. Alright, so Finnegan is going to come in here, and I was thinking, does this have Final Gambit? Because I know, like, people troll me with Final Gambit, like, people just troll me in general. Let's be honest about that. So I smelled a little bit of Final Gambit. I wasn't sure if it was going to be that, so I went into Knockdown, so I really needed my Latias. However, it's going to be a special set. It's going to go for the Ice Beam, which is really bad, because Ice Beam is super effective against, like, half my team, and then I get Free Sacks. This gives me a prime opportunity here to not only fly in there without flapping my wings, but to explain something really cool. So what I was doing for this team, I think I did this on my Twitch stream, link in the description, a little plug there. I was trying to think out, can we actually Psycho Shift the Free Sacks? But the problem about that, right, is with Rest Right, you can still do something. With Sleep Talk, with Burn, you can still something. With Toxic, you can still something. With Paralysis, you can still do something. But with Freeze, you can't. So even I was clicking Psycho Shift here, the Free Sacks would not shift to the opponent. I would have really loved to do that and shown that one off, like, because it's such obviously a rare combination of a Pokemon having Psycho Shift and getting frozen. But I couldn't do it, people. I could not even attack at all. That was really unfortunate. I wish Psycho Shift could, like, get around it. You know how moves can obviously de-Thaw yourself or thaw out after using them. I thought that'd be really cool if Psycho Shift could do that too. What do you reckon? That would be, like, super cool. Anyway, so I get Free Sacks like 69 times in a row, and I'm going to get KO'd by a special Basculin. Always nice to get KO'd by a special Basculin. Adaptability Surf, people. Hell yeah. Alright, so down goes my Noctowl. All I've got left is my Latios, so I've got to get the ball rolling here, or they're going to get destroyed. Okay, so this Latios This is a pretty bulky set, as you guys can probably imagine. Max health and max defense. It's not so bulky on the special side, but it does have some good base there already. So first things first, we're going to go for the Psycho Shift there, which is going to poison the finna dinner. So I actually showed my fish off the other day. I was going to say I caught a really cool fish the other day, but I showed it off in a video. I can't do my fisherman brag. Anyway, so I'm going to get poisoned by the Toxic Orb again. You guys are probably thinking, oh, this is cool, but what happens if Toxic starts to rack up and damage on the Latias? So I did think of that one too, right? So first I was thinking, okay, let's go for a recover first. Let's get some health back, and then we can go and implement the strategy. So the strategy I've got on this as follows. We got Mist Ball. Now what Mist Ball does, it actually has a 50% chance to drop the opponent's special attack, in this case, which is going to be very, very handy. And I've got Psycho Shift, Recover, and Refresh. So what Refresh is going to do, it's not going to get rid of the status entirely because Toxic Orb is going to come back. However, it's actually going to get rid of the Toxic racking up in its damage stages. So say if it starts racking up like 2, 3, 4 stages, I can go Refresh, get rid of the status on that, and then it'll come back, but it won't be at the 4 stages again. It'll like re-roll itself. Man, that's a tongue twister. Anyway, so Basker's going to go for the Ice Wind there. I get the special attack drop, which is really nice, and now I can go for Recover. So this is like a perfect set to actually verse special attackers with. I probably could have gone for like a max special defense set, but I thought in case like a physical mon came along, that would be quite handy to do too. All right, so Basculin goes down. That was really good getting around that. After that, like knockdown in the start with the Smeargle, man, I was so disappointed I couldn't get that Smeargle to work. It got beaten by Magikarp though, which was funny. Okay, so the last point we got here is the Slowpoke. As you guys know, this Slowpoke set, I'm guessing this Slowpoke set is max health, max defense, Everlight. It's very, very bulky, no joke here. And it's also got Calm Mind too. So what it's going to do is going to set up those Calm Minds. Now, it's going to need a lot of Calm Minds to break through my Latios, like actually do some good damage to it. Because it's a very bulky Pokemon, and all of their EVs, I'd say, would be invested in, health and defense. So they're going to need a good amount, like 2, 3, 4, to actually do some decent damage to me. Now, in the meantime, right, I can actually poison them. I can go for Recover, and I can start actually shifting that status to them, and I can also go Refresh and Mist Ball to drop their stats. So Mist Ball is not going to do much damage, but it's going to drop their and get rid of at least their special attack booster. Right, so with the special defense, right, that's not going to really matter too much. I'm really just going to use the Mist Ball to actually get rid of their special attack. Now, I was actually talking about yesterday why this basically happens. I was talking about, I think this was the last video. I'm like, I'm probably going to post tomorrow, but if it's a video that's going to take like 3,000 years to do, it's probably going to be a couple of days. It literally happened with this one too. I know probably not a huge amount of people will probably watch this one because it's very like sort of, what's the word? It's very niche kind of video, but I really hope the few people that do watch this will actually just probably sit down and think how long this would have taken. So anyway, we got the Slowpoke doing some nice damage there. We get a solid crit against the Slowpoke, and we're dropping its special attack at the same time. Now, I know Slowpoke has got some form of recovery. Most of the time, it's got Slack Off. I was really worried that it could have Rest. Like, you wouldn't ever use Rest over Slack Off, obviously, but seriously, like, some of the stuff that you guys have seen on my channel, literally nothing surprises me anymore, like what people will bring to try and troll me. Alright, so Tailicious is going to be able to live this next Mist Ball here. Mist Ball has a decent amount of PP, I guess. I mean, it could only have, like, 5 or stuff, so I had to max it out to 8. Mainly what you're trying to do here is just take them out of the Toxic, right? I wish it had a little bit more, but, that's how it is. So we're going to have some poison there from the Toxic Orb. I can go for Refresh this next turn to start, stop that Toxic Orb damage, and then Slowpoke and slowly go down. So now we're going to go for the Refresh here. Refresh is like a move you don't really see being used too often because there's a lot of other things that actually outclass it. And now we've got the Slowpoke going for the Slack Off here. The thing about the Slowpoke, though, is it can't actually stop the poison damage racking up. So if you guys don't know, say if you use Psycho Shift and Toxic Orb, that has the same effect as Toxic. It'll just keep, racking up in damage, doubling in damage every single time. So it's inevitable for the Slowpoke to actually go down to this one. There is no way it can break through. All it's got is, Scald and Psycho Shift. Imagine if that had Psycho Shift. Psyshock, and that's pretty much it for the first game. This was 30... I think this could have been 33 turns this first battle, but this battle was one of the shortest battles that I had, and that is saying something. thank you for the battle. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. There's some crazy plays in there, and I really got to show off a lot of my team, which is really good. That's what these videos are about, people. Provide some entertainment, show some strategies that you may not ever see in your entire life, and obviously some soul as well. All right, next battle we got is against Joshy Trainer, and we got a Dartrix lead. So this is the time for Smeargle to work. Well, I thought it was, so I had to swap him out. I can't do anything to this Pokemon Wake Up Slap at all. So now we're going to go into Sigilyph. It's going to go for Toxic. I'm like, oh, this is perfect, right? That would have been perfect if I kept my Smeargle in, but unfortunately I didn't. I didn't really know what they're going to do. I was thinking they may have like heck, they may have like Leaf Blade or something and like destroy my Smeargle. All right, so now we got Kecleon coming in here. This was actually a really good play for me because I went for the Psycho Shift, and that is going to burn the Kecleon. Now, this Kecleon actually turned out to be a physical set, which is really, really going to help my Sigilyph since I'm not running like an overly bulky set. And, you know, physical Kecleon with protein can be fairly scary once he gets a couple of power-up punches up and stuff. So now we've got a Fake Out there. That's not really going to phase me too much because I got the Magic Guard, and it's only doing like extra damage to Kecleon anyway, and Fake Out's really not doing much either. So now we're going to go for the Facade on the Kecleon. Does some okay damage. I was actually quite happy with that. And now Kecleon's going to go for the Power Up Punch. At the moment, Kecleon really can't do too much. It's burned, and as you guys know, when you're a physical attacker and you're burned, and you don't have something like, you know, Guts or anything like that. I almost burnt when I said Guts, and that would have been like the most fail narration ever. It's not going to do too much damage as I was thinking, and then it goes for the Sucker Punch here, and that does a lot of damage considering it was burnt. If I didn't burn that before, it would have definitely taken me out. So going for that Facade, which does like horrendous damage, but manages to take it out. Kecleon does go down, which is really nice. Okay, now this is another Pokemon I was really, really worried about. This was the Seviper. So as you guys know, or if you don't know, Seviper has the ability Shed Skin. Now that's very problematic when you're trying to spread status to other Pokemon. So I was like, okay, I hope this has got something like Infiltrator or Shed Skin just doesn't activate. So anyway, we got a Flamethrower from the Sigilyph, not the Sigilyph, from the Seviper, and that's going to take me out. That's cool. We got the burn on the Seviper anyway. I was actually waiting for the Shed Skin to kick in there. So I thought, okay, let's see if we can get rid of the Seviper. If I bring in Alakazam, we may be able to actually scare off. Unfortunately, they stay in instead. So like, okay, this is good. If I can take it out, that'll be really nice. It's going to go for the Flamethrower again. So like, okay, maybe it's like Choice or something like that. Like it'd use something different. Like I know that it gets other moves that are super effective, like Dark Pulse and things like that. Heck, even Hidden Power Dark, people. All right, so we're going to go for a Calm Mind here, which is going to help out my Alakazam. And I'm really going to be able to show off my Alakazam set this time. Last game, I really couldn't show it off, but this game gives a very, very good show for what it is. As well as the battle after this. The battle after this one, the bonus battle is the big marathon battle, and you got to check that out, people. Anyway, so I've got my Flamo up. I'm going to be setting that up on bulky, on like just offensive physical Pokemon, and I'm going to be very, very bulky. So setting up those Calm Minds here, what I want to do is I want to hit the opponent hard with Future Sight, and while the Future Sight obviously is waiting to go, I can go for Recover and things like that too. All right, so the Viper obviously clearly just did as much damage as it possibly could to my Alakazam. Didn't want to swap out, and it's going to go down in one shot. Crit totally mattered there, people. It totally mattered. So now the next Pokemon we got coming in is the Tranquil. Now, Tranquil has that's a really cool shot, in my opinion. It almost blends in with the back. Like, look how close that is to the background. All right, so it's going to go for the Quick Attack. I'm going to live that one, that bulky Alakazam, going for the Psycho Shift on Tranquil. Now, this was really, really funny. So this was a physical set. They probably didn't expect me to have like max health and max defense. They probably expected a clear KO, which most of the time it possibly would. So now I'm thinking here, that's not going to be able to take me out with the Quick Attack. So I can go for a Future Sight against the Tranquil. Now, even if they swap out, one of the other Pokemon is really not going to like getting like hit by that. So now we're going to Z move here. It's Flyinium Z. I was thinking, okay, that they've gone for the Desperation Brave Bird on me or something like that. However, it's going to be a it's going to be the Tailwind, Z Tailwind. Man, I had a bit of a tongue twister there. So Tailwind's obviously going to boost the speed on their side of the field, which is going to be a little bit of annoying. They're going to be able to outspeed me and such like that. But then I was thinking, are they going to be able to take me out? So they go for the Tailwind, Quick Attack, and look how much the critical hit did. What the fuck? So I actually expected to get KO'd there, real talk. I didn't even expect to live that one. So I went for another Calm Mind. Tranquil's going to be able to take me out with another Quick Attack. Man, I wish I went Recover there. That would have been hilarious. So now Tranquil's going to go for the Quick Attack, and Alakazam is going to go down to Crit. Man, just keep that one in your memory, people. And now the Future Sight is going to take out the Tranquil in one shot. I can't believe that. It's not often you see Alakazam taking physical moves, quick attacks. Okay, so now was a really problem Pokemon. So, like, bulky Psychic Pokemon were a very, very big problem for this team because all I could do to them, right, was give them a status. The best status I could possibly give them was like a poison from, yours truly, Latios. Now, the thing about this, right, if it had something like Dark Pulse, I was in a lot of trouble because I couldn't do a lot of damage, and even Future Sight, it wasn't doing a lot either. So, unfortunately, going to drop my special defense. I was thinking, crap, if it's got Dark Pulse, I'm going to probably get bodied by this thing. It's going to have, like, Analytic or something like that. What should I do? Like, what are my options here? So, now we're going to swap from Behemoth. They're probably thinking, okay, that I probably can't do much to them either. I'm going to go for the Psycho Shift there, or they just didn't want to get poisoned. By now, they're obviously clearly knew what sort of team I was running with Psycho Shift. So Dartrix is going to be poisoned, which isn't all that bad either. I mean, if it's a bulky set, it's going to be very, very handy. Okay, so my Toxic Orb is now back here. I'm going to go for the Mist Ball, see if this is a special attacking set. I wasn't really sure. You never know what people ring right. Okay, it's going to be a special attacking set. Now, Giga Drain isn't going to do much damage at all. Maybe I'm thinking like they're going to try and stall me out, but I haven't revealed that I've got Refresh yet. So I'm thinking, should I take this thing out or leave Latios for later on? Like, what should I do with this thing? I'm thinking, like Behemoth's a big problem. So I've got to save Latios. There's no other Pokemon that can do its role right. I could burn the Behemoth, but if it's got any like form of recovery, any rudimentary form of recovery, I'm going to be going down. So Smeagol's going to swap into that one. I thought, that's my best swap in. Unfortunately, poor Smeagol, in all the battles that I had, really never shine with Wake Up Slap, it starts passing the status on and going for Wake Up Slap. It really never shined in like the best battles I had. It did work in some battles, but the battles that I had were like, crazy one-sided where I just got destroyed, or, ones that I just somehow, countered the opponent. So, unfortunately, it really didn't get to shine with that. The EVs on Smeagol, let me tell you what they were. Oh, also, I wanted to put Belly Drum in the set to, maximize the damage of Wake Up Slap, but I had a 5-slot Moose Syndrome, so I had, like, Rest and, I had Rest, Sleep Talk, Psycho Shift, and Wake Up Slap, so I couldn't possibly fit it on, which is very disappointing. Anyway, so we're going to go into Cresselia here. I know they can't really do too much to it unless they've got Toxic themselves, which is fine because I've got Psycho Shift. And, let the Dartrix just go down to the poison. So we're going to go for Protect here. I haven't revealed I got Protect. I can go for a sub here myself, which is nice too. Okay, so now we got Dartrix going for the Toxic. I was like, okay, that's good. I'll let them actually Toxic me the next turn. And then what I can do, right, so I can Psycho Shift that Toxic onto the Behemoth when it comes out. Because, there'll only be 2 more Pokemon left, and there's a 50-50 chance that it'll go. Unfortunately for me, they're going to go for damage with the Giga Drain, and that's going to give them some health back too, which is sort of annoying. Okay, so Dartrix is going to go down finally to the Toxic, and Cresselia, I've got Cresselia, Latios left as well. Okay, so now we got Behemoth. Behemoth was the big trouble Pokemon. I hadn't laid a single status on this thing either, which was a problem too. So now we're going to go out of Cresselia. I still didn't know what it actually had to hit me with, whether it had Shadow Ball or Dark Pulse. So I went into Smeagol in case they had Shadow Ball. It's going to have a ball move, but it's going to be Energy Ball, which is unfortunate. And Smeagol is going to go down. I'm sorry, Smeagol. I just couldn't do anything to it. I couldn't make it useful, and at the point in the game, it was completely dead weight. Okay, so into Latios now. I can't play any more games. I've got to put the Toxic on there, and thank goodness they stay in. I get that Toxic off on the Behemoth. I actually don't mind. What do you guys think of the Psycho Shift animation? It could be cooler, I reckon. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe like Link. You could have like sort of like them linking their minds or something like that, and the status sort of like flowing over to the other side. I don't know. I feel more could do that other than like a little circle of like, oh, I just bumped my microphone then. Other than like a little circle of, whatever the status is, right? The little psychic-y circle kind of thing. Psychic-y? Is that even a word? Anyway, I made up a new word, people. So at this point, I thought, okay, let's go for Mist Ball. I'm gonna sack off my Latios just to get enough damage on this Behemoth as possible. And then I've got like Cresselia and my other Pokemon too to help it out. So clearly, Behemoth had nothing to hit me with. Like none of my Psychic-type Pokemon, were gonna get hit for super effective damage. It had Psychic and Energy Ball. That's what we've seen so far in it. Alright, so Behemoth's taking some good damage there, which is really, really nice. And I can go for another Mist Ball to try and drop its special attack too. Like, Behemoth is no joke. This thing's got a lot of damage with, like, Analytic and, its big special attack. So getting a drop there, it's going to go for another Psychic on my Latios. And Latios is not going to take too much damage. I actually thought about going for the Refresh and Recover here. But I thought, nah, I just want to get some damage. I'm going to speed this bit up, right? Because I don't want to, like, have a battle with this behemoth for, like, 10,000 years, right? So now we're going to go for the Mist Ball here. I was like, okay, it's going to go down very, very soon. This is good. I can bring in another Pokemon and take it out and get another special attack drop. So it's basically dead in the water. And then it has Recover out of all the moves. I was like, oh, I should have used, like, a recovery move myself. Like, that's annoying. I had a little feeling that it could have Recover. So Latias is going to go down. I guess the good thing that came out of that is I actually poisoned it, right? And, I mean, they could swap out, but there was only one other Pokemon left. So it would have to, eventually the Behemoth would have to be on the field and Toxic would rack up. So now we're going to go into Knockdown. I really can't do much with Knockdown at all. I actually did a double swap into Cresselia. And I thought, if I can stall this thing out a little bit, it'd be nice. So I'm going to do a little bit of a baited swap there and go into Cresselia and get some more damage on the Toxic Orb. Now, they could possibly swap out here or keep going for Recover. But, you know, they're eventually going to have to go down, eventually. So doing a double swap here, back into the Ho-Oh. Not the Ho-Oh, the Knockdown. Man, how to Knockdown? I mean, they both got wings, let's face it. Now, once again, I said I couldn't do much to this Behemoth at all, but they actually swapped out here. So now we got Dugong coming in. I was like, oh, man. That's right. I was thinking, you know how I was saving my Smeargle at the end there? I thought I might be able to get a wake-up slap against this, but unfortunately, I had to sack it off. So I thought, okay, let's see if we can get a sleep status pass to this Dugong and see if we can get this one going. Now, I did get a sleep status actually pass in the next battle as well, so if you make sure you check that out. Okay, so now we got the Dugong swapping out here. I get the rest off. Now, the problem is, right, if I go for Psycho Shift and if I go for rest and get rest, sleep talk, or Psycho Shift, it's not going to work because Behemoth's already poisoned, right? So it's going to fail. So, of course, I get freaking Psycho Shift right there. And Behemoth's going to be able to freely go for the Psychic against me. Or I can even go for another Recovery. So I've got to swap out in Cresselia. You know, I've got to do something real quick. Okay, so swapping out there, I've got to either take the Psychic or just, you know, just stall this thing out so it can go down. Like, this was such a counter to my team. I couldn't do anything to it whatsoever. I really, really wish that I could, you know, sort of got, like, some damage off against it. Anyway, so Behemoth's finally down to, like, 1 health now. I'm going to go for a final Protect here. I thought about going for Future Sight again, which I probably could have done, and I should have probably done that, so it's going to go for a Recover. I get, it doesn't really matter, right? It's going to go down very, very soon. So I thought, okay, the best thing I could do is go for the Future Sight, and if it swaps again, then Dugong's going to get hit by it. So that could be, like, really, really good. So firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to go for, since I'm not status or anything, I'm going to go for Psyche MZ, not Future Sight. I could have gone for the Psyche MZ Future Sight and done some damage to the Behemoth and take it out. But I thought, instead of that, let's go for the Psychic Shift, get a boosted attack, and then go for the Future Sight. So then it'll hit the Dugong, like, super hard. And then I get hit by the Energy Ball and it takes me out. I thought I would have just lived it. Oh boy, so Behemoth, man, this thing is been an absolute thorn in my side. So the last Pokemon I got is a Knockdown. Now, Knockdown, I have to go for the Sleep Talk, right? Or just rest. It doesn't really matter. Unfortunately, if you guys remember, I've already used one rest up already, so I won't have that sleep active, you know, when the Dugong comes out. So I'm going to have to go for another rest afterwards and hope that Psycho Shift rolls, you know, in the Sleep Talk. So Behemoth is down. We're getting close, people, with the second battle, I promise. The second battle is almost over. The last Pokemon we got here is the Dugong. Now, I know the Dugong, it could possibly have an Ice type move, but since it's running a physical set, it's probably going to have something like Ice Shard, but it's going to go for the Waterfall instead, right? Now, Waterfall does some thumping damage. I do not get flinch, which is great, and I get the rest off. So this is it, people. This is the only way to take out this is going to be to go for the Sleep Talk, Psycho Shift. Oh, I actually forgot to tell you guys what my my Knockdown was. Now, I've got Rest, Sleep Talk, Psycho Shift, and Dream Meter, so I thought I'd make use of putting him to sleep. So we got max health and max special attack. We got the ability Tinted Lens and item leftovers. So go for the Sleep Talk there, and we are going to get Rest. Oh, no. This can't happen. We can't do a Smeargle versus Magikarp again. We can't do it. Right, so we got the Dugong there. It's going to be going for another Waterfall. Waterfall doing a lot of damage there. I just lived that one. I do not get flinch, which is great. I need that Sleep Talk and I need that Psycho Shift, people. I need it. And we're going to go for a rest. I got 2 rests in a row right at then. You literally wouldn't believe it. Like, I tried so hard in both battles to get that to work, but it did. Now, I did get Sleep Talk, Rest, Psycho Shift to work in the battle afterwards. So if you want to check that out, I would. It was a crazy battle. Like, it's literally like 100+ turns. All right, people, enjoy the bloopers.